Welcome into the Cowboys Report, where you are getting multiple videos today. We already broke down the 53-man roster and the cuts. We're coming to you again because, there's some concern around two players. Both Sean Lee and then a big-time surprise, LaEl Collins, are heading to IR. That is where they will start this season. Collins had returned to practice a couple of weeks ago, or not a couple of weeks ago, a week ago more or less, and then was out, and now suddenly he's heading to IR. It's a huge concern for this team. It's a massive blow to the offensive line because I don't like the depth behind Collins. Now, at least on the bright side here, it is a different set of IR rules this season. Collins is only set to miss at least the first 3 weeks. That's as soon as he can come back. He's not going to be done for the year. He's not going to be out for 8 weeks or whatever. It is a smaller time to return because of, COVID and everything. With LaEl Collins out, probably going to be Cam Erving, the new swing tackle, sliding over at right tackle. But this is concerning for Collins, who had been held out early in training camp with, just some minor stuff, the Cowboys said. And even like a day ago, they were like, Collins is fine. Boom, now he's out for the first 3 weeks of the NFL season and for the Dallas Cowboys. That means he's going to miss week 1 against the Rams, week 2 against the Falcons, week 3 at Seattle, and then he will be eligible to return. Now, I got to be honest. I have some faith in Mike McCarthy to be a better situational adjustment guy than Jason Garrett. But I also see, the Cowboys are down a tackle against the Falcons. And the last time that happened, it was an unmitigated disaster. So with that in mind, what is your panic level for the Cowboys without LaEl Collins in light of his injury? Rate this for me on a scale of 1 to 10. It will be the pinned comment, so if you get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down and get your votes in. I'm going to give it at least a 6. I'm very concerned about this for the Dallas Cowboys because I'm not a huge fan of Cam Erving. He was bad last year. Producer Harrison is our resident Chiefs experts. He's bad. He just wasn't good last year for Kansas City. I know he's a former first-round pick, and that is the Will McClay special, but he has not been good in the NFL. Now, he has bounced around a lot, so there is some depth flexibility. The other big problem here for the Cowboys is that you might go, just sign somebody. Yeah, folks, there aren't any good offensive linemen available. If you are a good swing tackle, you're actually probably starting somewhere in the NFL. That's how desperate people are for tackles and offensive line play. That's a big-time concern with Cam Erving out. Maybe you're wondering, what about Brandon Knight? He's also kind of banged up at the current moment, which I think gives the edge to Erving. I think Knight might get a chance at some point, or if he gets fully healthy, not where the Cowboys are at right now. I would much rather have Brandon Knight out there. I don't love him, but in terms of backup offensive linemen, you can do a lot worse. And I know Erving played a lot on the left side of the offensive line for the Chiefs last year. Look, the numbers speak for themselves. It's bad. So I am genuinely concerned about the first couple games in terms of the offensive line. Again, I think McCarthy will adjust the offense better. Maybe this is why the Cowboys went just a little bit heavier at tight end to help protect the offensive line, help the chips. You cannot leave Erving on an island. It's not going to go over well. But I do think Erving is the answer to this particular question as to who starts at right tackle. I don't think you see Connor Williams move out there, in large part because, in theory, this will only be a couple of game issue. If Collins is out for the entire season, which, again, at this point he's not, maybe then you consider it, but for now, I think it's Erving and potentially Knight. We do still have just a couple of Cowboys jerseys left, thanks to our friends over at BetUS. Again, if you didn't pay attention earlier this week, I got a nice little bonus. I'm giving it to you guys instead of pocketing it for myself. You put down $100, get that 125% deposit bonus. Hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. I'll give you the details there. But head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Cowboys75. The first 10 of you who do that, and of course place a bet, I'll get you hooked up with a Cowboys jersey of your choosing. Now, Collins was not the only player set to head to IR. This will not be made official until Sunday, and you might still see another player or two placed on the IR by the Cowboys, maybe Eventel Bryant, just for example. Sean Lee was the player that everyone was expecting to be placed on IR, and that is still the plan for the Dallas Cowboys. This means the Cowboys will be able to replace him on the 53-man roster. They'll be able to find another option on the offensive line for LaEl Collins, just like Collins. After 3 weeks, Lee will be eligible to return. It was surprising because the Cowboys went thin on the initial 53-man roster at linebacker. Just Joe Thomas, LVE, Jalen Smith, Sean Lee, and then Luke Gifford. Both Justin March and Francis Bernard were released. It's not a huge surprise, especially compared to Collins, to see Lee going on IR to open up the NFL season. He didn't do really anything in training camp, has a sports hernia. Hopefully he's able to return, but it does leave the Cowboys a little bit thinner at linebacker. Now, in terms of the off-ball guys, the LVEs, the Jalen Smith, of course, are your big two in whatever order you want. Who's linebacker 3? Right now, I think it is Joe Thomas, and maybe Luke Gifford, if he's healthy, gets a shot to emerge. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Now, the two players the Cowboys cut at linebacker today, one was a surprise. I guess really both were surprises. Francis Bernard was released by Dallas. They're going to try to get him onto the practice squad. He will have to clear waivers, however, and we'll see what happens there. I'll make note, since he went undrafted, pretty sure he's going to be able to make it through, and the Cowboys can get him on the practice squad or even bring him back. One player I do think you'll see brought back to the active roster is Justin March, mainly for special teams. Now, that, of course, is not going to be able to be done until Sunday or Monday at the earliest. It will take some time, but the Cowboys are probably going to bring back Justin March and get him onto that 53-man roster. And they need him, A, for special teams, and, of course, for depth as well, with Sean Lee heading to IR. I hope that Collins is back in 3 weeks. I am not sure Sean Lee will be back within 3 weeks. Again, he has a sports hernia. We'll see how long that takes. I saw a reporter call Collins' injury minor. Guys, if you're going on IR for 3 weeks, it's not minor. That is a major concern for me. So, yes, folks, I am a little bit concerned about LaEl Collins and the offensive line. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But Collins is a major, major issue for the Cowboys, and I hope that he's able to return in the very near future. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you all so, so much. If you want daily Dallas Cowboys videos, or sometimes multiple times a day, like we did today, hit that big red button and subscribe. Once the practice squad is officially revealed and announced by the Dallas Cowboys, we'll break that down for you as well. Maybe even we'll do 2 of them as we get more and more names coming in. If you haven't already, now is the time to subscribe. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.